Hey everyone, welcome to Miss DC channel, LSSC Too Good to Be True? Flying money, we're pulling back the curtain on pyramid schemes, the promises, the pressure, the lies. From fake riches to real risks, here's the truth they don't want you to know. Don't get trapped in the pyramid. Subscribe, stay smart, and protect your wallet. Since I started sharing information about LSSC and how it began in my community, I've been told to stop warning others, essentially to let people enjoy the scam while it lasts. The sad truth is, many of those recruited into LSSC are family, friends, and coworkers who know it's a scam. Yet, they choose to stay involved because they're only looking out for their own interests. They don't care if the whole thing collapses before you get your investment back, as long as they've already made their money, often at the expense of those they've recruited. Let's take a closer look at PulseGlide Limited and see if its marketing approach aligns with that of LSSC. Currently, PulseGlide operates in the United States and South Africa, and they don't appear to have a CEO. I've seen several videos where Danny acts as a spokesperson for LSSC. When interacting with him, make sure to ask questions such as, where is his headquarters service number? How many employees work at the headquarters? What is the main contact information for the headquarters, for example, consumer services in case of issues with the company, excluding the person who recruited you? Additionally, consider asking, since it's an online operation, how do they determine where and when scooters are most used? Why is the service unavailable on weekends, which are typically the busiest and most profitable days? Why can't the scooters be serviced during weekdays, especially since they operate only 9 hours a day, leaving plenty of unused time in a 24-hour cycle? What is the business registration for Canada that's not MSB? Most importantly, can you obtain legal documents such as your investment contract and business registration details, beyond just personal agreements or promises?
The PulseGlide platform as a scam scheme in Kosovo. At a time when online investment platforms are becoming increasingly popular, Kosovo citizens have started to use PulseGlide as a new method of generating income. But is this a safe option or a risky financial concept? Numerous user reports and expert analysis suggest that this platform may be a fraudulent scheme, similar to the pyramid schemes that have led to huge financial losses. Geopost brings a study originating from South Africa that highlights the risks that may be associated with using this platform. Read on to understand the risks before you invest your money. Summary. The PulseGlide platform, which was first researched in South Africa, is now being used by citizens of Kosovo as a source of investment and income. However, numerous warning signs and user reports indicate that PulseGlide may not be a legitimate business, but a scam or pyramid scheme that could cause significant financial losses to the citizens of Kosovo and beyond. Analysis of the online investment platform PulseGlide, scooter renting company. PulseGlide, operating via pggle.com, formerly also as pulseglide.com, now closed, presents itself as a company that rents out electric scooters. The company claims to offer electric scooter services worldwide and even invites users to become partners of the company. Bulgaria I PulseGlide happer anadiaris Kosovo. However, numerous warning signs and user reports indicate that PulseGlide may not be a reputable company, but rather a scam or pyramid scheme. The website was launched in late 2024 and advertises exaggerated statistics, e.g., 7 million users in over 30 countries, which seems suspicious given the complete absence of an actual local presence. Customer feedback. On websites and forums, users describe PulseGlide as a Ponzi pyramid scheme. For example, one user on Halopeter warned, I repeat, this is a pyramid scheme. It starts at level 1 and requires an entry fee of 60 USDT. Over time, the entry fee keeps increasing. This suggests that instead of a normal rental service, PulseGlide requires upfront payments in the cryptocurrency Tether USDT to participate, which is atypical for real scooter rental companies. Furthermore, this means that investments or transfers in USDT cryptocurrencies are almost untraceable. Another commenter on Halopeter noted that PulseGlide claims that its shared scooters generate revenue, but if you search for actual operating PulseGlide scooters anywhere in the world, you won't find anything, suggesting that the rental business is fictitious. Fraud detectors. Reliability and fraud reporting websites confirm the above complaints. Fraud detection platforms rate the Pulse Glide website as extremely dangerous. Scam Detector gave pggle.com a score of 14.7 out of 100 and rated the website as controversial, high risk, unsafe. Scam Advisor also gave the website a very low trust rating and highlighted several negative reviews. On the Scam Advisor website, one user claims, "This company has nothing to offer. I lost 76,000 USD. They kept asking for more money." Such evidence suggests that people have been financially victimized, as it is claimed that Pulse Glide simply demands additional payments after investing large sums of money without offering any real benefit in return. Discussions on social networks. In a Reddit discussion on our South Africa, Pulse Glide was described as a known global scam that initially lures its victims with small rewards and then persuades them to pay even higher amounts. Some commenters reacted strongly, calling it fake, just another scam designed to exploit desperate people, and a Ponzi scheme. In other subreddits and forums, users asked whether Pulse Glide or the associated job offers were genuine and were told hands off because it's clearly a scam. In fact, in response to a question about Pulse Glide in South Africa, a Just Answer legal expert stated, "No such company exists. This person is clearly trying to force you to pay," confirming the suspicion of fraud. There is content about Pulse Glide on social media platforms such as TikTok. In many videos, this is questioned with the question, is Pulse Glide Limited real or fake? While some creators openly call it a scam, e.g., "Don't fall for this scam, #scam, #jobscam" in a TikTok video. This reaction from the community underlines that public opinion is strongly leaning towards the assumption that Pulse Glide is a scam and not a legitimate scooter rental company. Business model. Pulse Glide's alleged business model is questionable and not at all typical of a rental company. In theory, the non-existent company claims to rent out electric scooters and even sells its own scooter models. Its website lists products such as Pulse Glide 2 and Pulse Glide 3. In reality, there is no evidence of actual rental activity, no cities where Pulse Glide scooters are used, no user reports of rides, nothing to suggest that revenue is being generated through mobility services. Instead, all signs point to Pulse Glide's revenue coming from recruiting investors or members. It appears to be an investment scheme where people pay a membership fee and deposit money with the promise of daily benefits or rental income. As per an analysis of the scam, this system starts with an introductory fee, level 1 at 60 USDT, and then asks members to pay for higher levels, clearly indicating a classic multi-tiered investment structure. On the Pulse Glide website, there is a prominent Become an Affiliate section, and promotional materials talk about the opportunity to invest and earn more by inviting other people to invest in the scooter rental business. In other words, participants are incentivized to bring in new investors, most likely earning commissions or referral bonuses, which is typical of a pyramid scheme or multi-level marketing. A Reddit investigator of a similar scooter program noticed that such companies ask people to contact them via Telegram and run so-called charity or VIP groups where they lure members with the promise of high USDT earnings and referral bonuses. Even Pulse Glide's contact information itself is telling. It uses a Telegram account and a simple Gmail address instead of professional channels or emails, suggesting its informal and recruitment-oriented nature. Users have complained that Pulse Glide keeps asking them to make additional deposits under various pretexts. For example, victims report that after investing an initial amount, the company asks them to move to a higher tier or buy more scooters in order to withdraw money or earn more. This ongoing pay-to-earn-more cycle means that the first amount deposited will most likely be paid out with new members' money, a typical sign of Ponzi funding. Pulse Glide's claims, such as that the company has more than 40,000 affiliates and over 4,000 sellers worldwide, as stated on its website, do not correspond in any way to reality, but serve to convince new investors of the success of the system. In fact, PulseGlide's business model appears to be nothing more than collecting money through new memberships without any real commercial activity or real services. Parallels to other pyramid schemes. PulseGlide fits the profile of a pyramid Ponzi scheme and has strong similarities to previous scams. Lightning Shared Scooter Co., LSSC. LSSC is a recent example that is almost entirely similar to how PulseGlide operates. The company was founded around 2023 and claimed to be the world leader in shared scooters. In reality, however, it targeted people, especially immigrants, and urged them to invest in scooter rentals that didn't exist. LSSC required its members to sign up via Telegram, hid the identity of the owners, and promised huge profits to those who landed new investors. By the end of 2023, online communities had identified LSSC as an MLM scam. Even the proponents admitted that the model was to invest in the system and earn more by inviting other people to invest. This is essentially the same formula used by PulseGlide. Scammers often change their name and create new brands after a previous scheme has become too popular. It is very possible that PulseGlide is a continuation or derivative of LSSC and is trying to continue the scam under a new name. Duration of schemes. Most pyramid schemes have a short lifespan. Once growth stops, or the authorities intervene. Smaller scams often end within a few months, while large international schemes can take several years to spread to other regions. Reviews. All available evidence indicates that PulseGlide is a scam and not a legitimate scooter rental company. User reports from victims describe it as a cryptocurrency-based Ponzi scheme, where money is diverted under false pretenses. ABC News Albania also reported on the same program in Albania on 22.06.2024. The company's business model actually has nothing to do with renting out scooters, but with recruiting people for an investment program, a structure identical to well-known pyramid schemes. The numerous warning signs, entry fees, focus on referrals, lack of real business operations, newly launched website, anonymous contacts, unrealistic claims reinforce the conclusion that PulseGlide has neither a real product nor a sustainable revenue stream. It appears to be a recurring scam trend, following the example of schemes like LSSC, and will most likely collapse like them once the number of new members declines. Other similar platforms in Kosovo. Implications. If the PulseGlide platform, but also other similar platforms such as Barrel, are pyramid scheme platforms, which all evidence points to, this will mean significant financial losses for the citizens of Kosovo, which will be difficult to recover because it is not known where these funds will be invested. Opportunities. This platform should be explored further. Consider the possibility of informing citizens through the CP as well as the media about the risks of investing in pyramid schemes. Since it cannot be assumed with absolute certainty that this platform is a pyramid platform, it should not be cited as such, but rather generally referred to as similar types. Users are strongly advised not to invest or participate in it. There is no real business activity behind the promises of quick money, and those who invest run the risk of losing their money. The Geopost. 1. Alopeter,